Three, two, one. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Prince Dimitri. Would like to welcome you all to my channel, a bit of everything, where we're talking about, thinking about, and being about a bit of everything. So, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. As you guys can already tell, what we are being about today, it is business. That is right, business. And basically, you guys can already see by the title of today's video that I got my very first work truck. Now I'm in it right now, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour. Try not to take too long with it, and essentially give you guys, my review and all that good jazz, and then of course carry on into the business update for the month of May. May makes it 7 months, but this month makes it 8, so it's all good. I know I've been a little bit behind on making these updates. I'll go ahead and do June's update, like literally at the end of the month, so that I can just start hitting it like more so like in that fashion. So it might be like these videos are going to be like 2 weeks apart from each other, but it's all good. It's a monthly update. So yeah, so let me go ahead and show you guys the truck. I think you guys are gonna like it. We'll see. I don't know. All right, so this is what I got. Oh, let's turn it around. Let me kind of scoot out a little bit so you guys can see what we're working with. This is a 2014 Ford F-150 EcoBoost. I'm not really sure what the EcoBoost portion means because gas is still getting ate up by this thing, but nonetheless, it is what it is. I also got a hitch from U-Haul, so that's good. And here's the truck bed. This thing has significantly changed the trajectory of my life, as well as the trajectory of the business. Now, it is a 4-door, technically. You have to open this door in order to open the second one. Nonetheless, it gets the job done. Got a lot of storage space, a lot of good stuff here. I did laundry yesterday, so don't mind all that kind of stuff. All right. There's also this center console thing. It also becomes a seat if you lift it up. So this is a row of a seat. And then, of course, you have the center media section, and the air is phenomenal. Everything about this truck on the EcoBoost. This is my very first truck in my entire life. Never thought I would ever have the opportunity to get a truck. There was always a part of me that wanted one, but I never saw the necessity of it because, obviously when you're just in the accounting field, what the hell I need a truck for? No, I can just deal with a Nissan Altima. So, the biggest car that I've ever had besides this truck was a Nissan hatchback. I forgot the name of that car. It was either a Nissan Sentra or Spectra or something like that, and it was a hatchback. So, a lot more space in that one. It took me a long way as well. But what I had here recently, before getting into the truck, was a Nissan Altima, and that was carrying me through the business for the last 6 months. And so I knew it was time to go ahead and do what I needed to do to get a truck. I came across a lump sum of money, and I was like, okay, this is it's time to go ahead and put forth what I need to put forth, so I can go ahead and start this journey and progress at a more a quicker rate. Having a truck is necessary, and that's what I had to keep telling myself, like, this is going to change things, and it has. I've been able to do jobs quicker, been able to pick up things. This past couple of weeks, I did a job where I had to replace 5 doors, and those doors weren't going to fit in my Nissan, bro. Like, guaranteed. They weren't going to fit if I still had my Nissan. But with this truck, I was able to throw the doors and the back and drive peacefully. I didn't have to think about anything flying open or flying off or anything. And so it's just such a big deal. I understand that there are trucker dudes out there, then they look at the, all the mechanical things about their trucks, and I'm still learning right now. I don't know all this shit. But I'm not super picky. Whenever I went to the car lot, I just told them, like, listen, I just need something that's going to be able to haul some stuff for work. I was also able to use that hitch back there and put a trailer on the back of my truck. I don't know how to back up a trailer, especially on the ball hitch, because it literally just twists and turns any direction it wants when you're trying to back up. But I did it. I was able to complete the fence, and it was such a smooth transition every single time I was doing something. So, and even now, it's still benefiting me, and it's worth what I now have to pay. But nonetheless, it's such a big deal for me because it is progressing things on a whole other level. And so I'm happy about it. I'm happy about what I'm accomplishing so far. Getting this work truck is definitely going to continue to change things. It also provides more of a look. You know what I mean? Typically, contractors have work trucks, work vans, box trucks and things of that nature that adds to the professionalism. Now, even though I don't have a logo or anything on the sides, when someone sees me pulling up, they're like, okay, yeah, it's a contractor. He has a truck. You know what I mean? It just provides a look. And that's, that wasn't necessarily my goal and to why I got the truck in the first place. But I do know that it adds a bit more to what they know I have the ability to do. You know what I mean? Like, I that's just my opinion. I don't know how true that is, but I do believe that it adds to your credibility. Not necessarily adds to your skill. Like, it doesn't make you better than somebody else. Like me having a truck doesn't by default make me better than a guy who has a Nissan Altima. But it does add to what I believe people would expect if they were to see you. The expectation is to see a contractor in a truck, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just a misconception that I've, processed in my own brain. It's really unreasonable. It's actually illogical to think that way. But for me, it just makes me feel a little bit more confident in what I do, quite honestly. I feel legit, So, and I'll even feel more legit once I put logos on the side and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so that was like the biggest accomplishment last month, was getting this truck, and like really seeing the fruit. Again, this is what I say in just about every video I upload about the business updates. It's just seeing the fruit of your labor, knowing that this is something that you've contributed to is such a great feeling. But yeah, so anyways, moving on from the truck, and I'll just say 10 out of 10 as far as the review. I mean, like I said, the mechanics and stuff like that just really ain't it ain't my area, not as of yet, but I will get to that point, obviously. But carrying on with understanding this previous month, I've had some downfalls. I had a job that I didn't necessarily do correctly, but I wanted to draw a distinction. In each video, I like to kind of have a lesson, that I've learned this previous month. And one of those things is that doing the job right is your best friend, okay? Doing it right the first time is your best friend. That needs to be something that you hold near and dear to your heart, mind, and soul, is taking out the time to prep, or to take extra steps to ensure accuracy and not taking those shortcuts, and trying to, shimmy stuff and get away with little things. As a handyman, you can kind of do that just depending on what it is and what it's involving. But nonetheless, I definitely know that taking out the time to truly do the job correctly the first time definitely goes a long way. Because then you don't have to worry about going back. You don't have to worry about having to circle back around to that same property or to that same client or same customer and try to fix things or do them the right way the second time around. It's also embarrassing. And, the thing is that I faced that multiple times, with someone who's really trying to learn about this industry and learn the trades, honestly. I've had to circle back. And there's this one situation in particular that I'm going to point out, and then I'll, kind of move on to some of the things that's going to be, different. One of the things with this job was that I was doing a fence. Now with the fence, I just kind of wing those things. I would wing fences, because they're just repairs. So they're not something I have to be like super like yeah about. But basically, when you're doing a fence, it is recommended to ensure that the panels are level. Having a level panel and a level fence is essential because of aesthetic reasons, but also it provides more stability and things like that when things are level. So typically a fencing contractor would run a string across, straight across, so you can know if you're staying within a level line or not. Well, as a handyman, I don't do that. I just kind of take the panels down and put them back up. And so I did that, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't, I like I said, a lot of this is stuff I'm kind of new to, just being real with y'all. But so I didn't do it, and a couple of weeks later, I get a call / text, and I'm told like that they want me to come back out there and make it look more aesthetic or whatever. Now I didn't have to like take everything down or anything like that, but the husband of the wife, who lives in that neighborhood, is a contractor. He does remodels and he also does fences. And he came out and he was like, listen, man, if this is going to be something you're trying to do and you're trying to do it long term, you have to do the jobs right. You can't just stick this shit up there. He didn't say it like that, but basically saying you can't just stick this up there and then call it done. No, you have to do the job right. You have to take out time to prep, to ensure accuracy, to ensure quality, and ensure that everyone can be satisfied at the end. But when you don't take out that time to do a little bit extra, like make sure that the everything is accurate and stable and all this kind of stuff, and even out, you have to come back. You have to circle back around. And from that moment forward, I was like pissed off. Okay, I was mad. I got pissed because the dude came outside and tried to check the quality of my work. He was shaking the fence. He was like, "Ugh." He was like, no, we can't do this. This ain't good. I was just like, what? But then my pride had to be lowered because as a man, you don't want another man coming in and talking about, oh man, this ain't good. This whatever, and the guy, I had to take a moment and recognize my mistakes. And so I was like, okay, He's absolutely right. He's right. What do I need to be mad for when he's right? That when you do the job correctly from the beginning, there's really no reason for it to go wrong. If you do everything and play your cards right and do everything according to the book, sometimes just doing it according to the book can literally save you time, money, and effort. And so that's the way, I try to approach everything. Even if it's a small job, take time out to prep so that whenever you're done, you don't have so much you have to clean up, or so much you have to do, or so you don't have to circle back around and try to fix it, to fix your own mistakes. So that's kind of like, just a little bit of a lesson that I've learned this past month. And, a lot of times, a lot of young guys like myself, we get upset when people set us straight. I mean, that shit's frustrating. I'm not even lying. Like, when the guy was like, nah, and he was shaking it hard, I'm like, stop it. It's gonna fucking break. Like, but the thing is that when you've done a job right, it wouldn't even feel that way. You'll be able to look at it and be like, what you mean it's not stable? I'm shaking it myself and I can barely move it. Like just something. You'll have something more to work with. But when the job isn't done, you're done correctly, you're going to feel this guilt, and that guilt makes you upset because it's like, who the fuck are you to come out and try to check my work? This is the first guy that's actually like came out and said, listen, I'm a contractor. This is not how we operate. And one of the main things that really stuck with me about him was the fact that he said, if this is something you plan on doing for a long time. You see, you have guys like myself that go out into these fields and they do all this work, but it's for the short run. It's just so they can get a quick buck and then go back and sit on their ass and not do anything for themselves. But he's saying if you want to do this for a long time, you have to take out the time to actually learn and educate yourself and actually pick up on the craft of everything you're trying to be involved in, and of every trade. To be a craftsman, to be a man of integrity. Because then the integrity of your work will hold out against criticism. Because somebody will come out and shake your fence and realize, okay, it doesn't move. It's stable. It's good to go. This is going to hold up against the winds and all that sort of stuff. And that's what I've had to learn. That's what I had to figure out is like, okay, if I want to do this long term, this means that I really do have to start at the bottom. Like, legit. I really do have to take a step back and educate myself and do things the right way. Take out time to prep for jobs that I know how to do, and then educate on the things that I don't know. So, that's kind of just what I picked up from that situation, and among other things that have taken place. But, for this upcoming month, the remaining month, there's going to be some changes, and I'm going to kind of hint a little bit more at that in my next video, and give you guys more of an inside scoop of what's going on this month, because there's just a lot. Had a few setbacks and disappointments, but nonetheless, I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and that reason is to always teach you something. That reason is to always, get you in a position to truly learn from your mistakes, so that they're not repeated. But like I said, I'm in this for the long haul, guys. And so within the coming months, years, and decades, my goal is to always remember this past month, the month of May, as the month where I changed the way I approach my jobs, to where no more mistakes like that are made. Taking out time to prep, taking out time to educate myself. I will start books and doing what I need to do to prioritize my education. You know, times are changing. But anyways, I've been at this for 20 minutes. I don't even think you guys are gonna watch this whole thing. But if you've made it this far, I appreciate all my friends and family and acquaintances and colleagues, past and present, who, you know, are supporting me through this process. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys about this month, the month of June. Like I said, some changes are coming, and I'm excited to tell you guys about those things. So stick around. I'll see y'all on the flip. Deuces.